The jungles of Vashtaranine were loud at night. Giant trees glowed with green light. Strange creatures floated between the branches. The wind carried scents the human nose wasn't made for, and in the middle of this alien world, a single lost human wandered alone. His name was Ronan Hale, a scout from a crashed exploration ship. His suit was torn, his oxygen pack broken. He had no weapons left, no map, no signal. Nothing but tired legs and a pounding heart. He had heard rumors about the jungle tribes here. Savage, unpredictable, deadly. And worst of all, they killed outsiders. So Ronan moved carefully, step by step, hoping he might find shelter just until sunrise. But fate had a different plan. A spear whistled past his face. Ronan froze. Another spear pinned his sleeve to a tree. He didn't even have time to shout. A dozen tall alien warriors stepped out from the glowing tree skin, painted in red and gold, muscles hard as stone, eyes burning with bioluminescent fire. And then they parted. Making way for her, the tribal chief, almost 8 feet tall, broad shoulders, arms full of ancient tattoos, hair braided with glowing feathers, eyes sharp like a predator. Her name was Chief Karina. Ronan swallowed so hard it hurt. She stared at him in complete silence. Then she stepped closer. Lifting a hand with metallic claws, Ronan raised his hands quickly. Wait, please don't kill me," the warriors murmured. Humans were not known for begging. Karina tilted her head. She circled him slowly, studying him from head to toe. "You are far from home, small human," she said in a deep, calm voice. Ronan's heartbeat thundered. I didn't come here to fight." She stopped in front of him, her shadow covering his whole body. "You trespassed into our sacred forest." Ronan's breath shook. "I'm sorry my ship crashed. I just need help. Please don't." Karina raised her clawed hand. Ronan flinched. He closed his eyes, ready for death. Warriors waited. Silence filled the glowing jungle, but instead of killing him, her claws touched his chin gently, lifting his face. Her eyes softened. "You are shaking," she whispered. Ronan opened his eyes, confused. "What? You fear me?" "Of course I do," he blurted. Warriors stepped forward angrily, but Karina raised one hand, stopping them. Then she leaned closer, voice low and serious. "Do you believe I want to kill you?" Ronan nodded softly. "Yes." Karina stepped back. Then she said something that stopped every warrior cold. "I do not want your death." Ronan blinked. "You don't?" Karina's lips curled into a faint smile. "No, human. I want something else." The warriors all bowed suddenly. Ronan whispered, trembling, What do you want?" Karina inhaled deeply. Then she said words he never expected. "I want you, alive, and beside me." Ronan nearly fell over. The warriors looked shocked. A chief choosing a stranger? Impossible. Ronan shook his head. "Me? Why me?" "I'm just nobody." But Karina didn't blink. "You walked into our sacred land alone. You survived beasts that destroy warriors. And yet you ask for help, not dominance." She touched his chest gently with her claws, but carefully, without hurting him. "You have no fear of showing fear. No shame in being honest. This is strength your kind does not understand." Ronan stammered, "You don't want to kill me?" Karina laughed softly, a deep echoing sound. "If I wanted you dead, little human, your bones would already be feeding the soil." Ronan gulped. "Then, what do you want?" Karina straightened her posture, tall, regal, powerful. "Walk with me," she said. Ronan blinked. "Walk with you?" "Yes, but why?" Her eyes glowed brighter. "Because you are the first outsider who did not insult our forest. You apologize to the trees. No warrior of my tribe has done that in decades." Ronan blinked again. I apologize to the trees because I slipped and stepped on a root. Karina smirked. You respect what you do not understand. That is rare. She turned away, motioning him to follow. Come, you are under my protection now. Warriors lowered their spears immediately. Ronan stood there frozen. He whispered under his breath. What is happening? Karina looked back over her shoulder. Human, are you coming? Or do you prefer death? He hurried after her. The walk to the Ville tribe escorted Ronan through the glowing jungle. Strange creatures chirped. Floating spores illuminated the path. Ronan whispered to Karina, Your people really wanted to kill me? Yes, and you really saved me? Yes, why? She didn't answer immediately. Then she said, You smell like honesty. Ronan frowned. What does honesty smell like? Karina chuckled. Humans never understand scent language. As they walked, younger warriors whispered behind them, Why him? He is small. He is weak. He looks breakable. Karina shot them a glare that shut them up instantly. When they reached the tribal village, a massive circle of stone pillars, bone towers, and glowing fires, the entire tribe stared. Children pointed. Elders gasped. Warriors placed hands on their blades. Ronan whispered, Maybe this is a bad idea. Karina placed a large hand on his shoulder. No, stay close. He did. The real Reason inside her private tent. Karina sat down on a throne made of polished bones. Ronan sat awkwardly on a soft mat. Are you going to explain now? He asked. Karina nodded. I wanted to kill you at first. Ronan choked. Great. But then, she continued, I sensed your spirit. What? Your fear was clean. Not hateful. Not disrespectful. You feared death, not me. Ronan blinked. Is that good? Very. Most outsiders look at me like a monster. You looked at me like a leader you didn't want to anger. Ronan rubbed the back of his neck. I mean, you do look very powerful. Karina leaned forward. Does my power frighten you? Yes, Ronan admitted. She raised an eyebrow. And yet, you still stand before me. He sighed. I don't exactly have a choice. For the first time, Karina actually laughed. Not a threatening laugh, an amused one. You are strange, human. She stood and walked closer, towering over him. Ronan looked up nervously. She touched his cheek gently with her claws. You fear me, but you do not judge me. Ronan's breath caught. Her touch was surprisingly soft. Karina lowered herself to eye level. I do not want to kill you, she whispered. I want you. By my fire. Ronan's face turned red. By your what? In my tribe. Sitting by the chief's fire means trust, respect, bond. Ronan let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. I thought you wanted something else. Karina smirked. Not yet. Yet. She stood tall again. Human, you walked into my sacred forest ready to die. But you showed courage even in fear. That is rare. She pointed to his chest. You have a heart my warriors lack. Ronan stared at the ground. I'm not strong. I'm not brave. Karina shook her head. Strength is not only muscle. Courage is not only blade. She knelt down, her giant frame lowering to meet him. You apologized to a tree, she whispered. That told me everything. Ronan covered his face. I can't believe a tree apology saved my life. Karina gently pulled his hands away from his face. Then she said the most shocking words yet. I want you to stay. Ronan stared. Stay? With your tribe? With you? Yes, why me? Her glowing eyes softened. Because you are the first outsider in 100 years who looked at me without hatred. She touched her chest. You did not see a monster. She touched his chest. You saw person. Ronan felt something warm inside him. Karina. I didn't know I was doing anything special. She smiled soft, real, vulnerable. That is why it was special. The final MOME int outside, drums began to beat. The tribe gathered. Warriors chanted. A young warrior stormed into the tent. Chief. The elders demand to know why you spared the human. Karina stood tall. Bring them. The elders entered, glaring at Ronan. One growled. He is weak. Another hissed. He is small. A third spat. He does not belong. Karina slammed her staff on the ground, shaking the entire tent. Silence. Everyone froze. She pointed at Ronan. This human has more courage than 10 warriors. Ronan whispered. I really don't. Quiet, she said softly. Then she yelled at the elders. He walked alone into our sacred forest. He faced death but begged for life, not in cowardice, but in respect. The elders looked uneasy. Karina lifted Ronan's hand gently. I choose him. Gasps filled the air. Elders shouted. Warriors argued. Children whispered. Ronan nearly fainted. Choose me for what? Karina held his hand tighter. For companionship. For fire sharing. For trust. The tribe stared. And if I want more? She added softly, I will earn it. Ronan's cheeks turned red. Earn what? Karina smiled softly. Your heart. Silence. Then a slow chant began outside. Karina. Karina. Karina has chosen. The tribe accepted the chief's decision. Ronan whispered. So, I'm safe? Karina nodded. You are under my protection. Now she squeezed his hand. Gently. And you will not walk alone again. Ronan breathed. Out. Alive, protected, wanted. By. A chief who could have killed him, but instead chose him.